Gude and welcome to episode 10 of season 2 of me looking at flashlights. Today, 1, 2, 3 headlamps. Also cheap ones again, but I group them into one category so I don't have to make 3 videos. Starting with the packaging, we have the high power headlamp with nothing in there except for everything you can do, and you shouldn't point it in your eyes, for 170. We have the double light source headlight KK1804. Okay, it claims USB charging, 2 light sources, light COB and a XPE. Long press will get SOS. Charging, discharging, and the battery was not included. So much for the spoiler. We have 2 buttons for this. And that's basically it. Right. Also 169. Alright. And then we have something special or different. This is a headband with a light source on the side and the COB on the front. Also USB-C charging. We also have a party trick, which I will show you later, and that is the side and the back. They actually gave us numbers for the lightning, for the time the battery will hold, because it's also included, and super easy to operate, barely an inconvenience. And this was 260. All right, let's start with this one, with this packaging without any name. There is, it comes with a lamp, a strap, and a charger. How do you charge? How do you charge it? Ah, right. That's the only one that has a micro USB charger, but that's not what we are looking at right now. This is, it's okay. Did I show you? We loop it down here and we loop it down there, but for clarity reasons I will leave this out right now. So this is basically the light. It comes with a plastic holder here, and the battery is already included. Let's have a look at the basics. It's about 8 centimeters or 3 and something inches. And the height is about 3.75, something like this. Maybe if we are generous, we can stretch it up to 4 and 1.5 inches. And here we are at roughly 3.5 centimeters. Or high-tech feature. What's it? 1.5 inches? Yep. Okay, that's the size. Let's check the weight. Not heavy, quite light. With the band we are, here you see it, 58 grams. And the headlight itself, without anything, is about 39. Material-wise, this is all plastic. Everything is plastic, okay, except for the band. This is something else. We have 2 screws here. We have this plastic thingy. It's quite bendy. And it clips really easy in there, and you can pivot it if you like, which is very nice, because if we take the head and put the lamp here, we can pivot it up and down and should be able to see everything we want to see. What else do we got? Okay, we have, this is the charging port with an LED for charging status, and oh, this is not stupid. This is actually the button as well to activate it. So we have the lower, the higher, the top, and off. Okay, that's straightforward. If we long press it, nothing happens. If we activate the lower and long press it, nothing happens. Okay, nice. That's really straightforward. No bullshit, no blinking stuff. Nice. Also, you realize that there's a magnet down here. So we should be able to just clamp it here. And because it's so light, it actually is able to hold it. It should be even better when we do it without the plastic. And this is a bit twisty here, but it's not going to get open. Just wondering, since I saw the screws, I think we can take it apart, but since these end caps don't move. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this is glued, right? It must be, because... Okay, I will break it. So no look inside. Okay, adding to the charging stuff. You see it's kind of charging, it's blinking like crazy. I didn't charge it, right? So the battery of the cop light lasted for about 20 minutes, I think, and then it ran out of juice. And since then I put this on the charger and you see it's charging with 0.0 amps per hour, and in 1 hour it has 125 milliamps in it. So it's quite... Yeah, this will take a while. So this is about a quarter of the charging speed of the other LEDs. So I think this is kind of disqualified. And we should stick with this one. It's a little bit, right? It's a bit heavier. This is bad. And since it's so slow, I don't really think I should charge it. I think we open it and have a look at the side. All right. I'm back. So we're taking a look at the insides. Still, it can be used to do some work. Right, if you are planning to work for about 10 or 15, 20 minutes, that's okay. It's light on the head. And it has decent light output. Oh. This magnet has little flaps and they just bend it around to keep it in place, I think. Nice. Focus. Obviously this transparent plastic thing isn't an LED. The actual LED is... Give me the pointer. So that is the actual LED down here. This thing. Marked R1. All the mystery to it. Ah, and this is one flashlight and still an unlabeled battery, but this is a smaller one. This is tiny heatsink for the cop light element. And there's the brain box. Yep. So that's your flashlight. Same setup as with this one or this one, right? Same shit, different form factor. And now I got dust on the inside. So this finding about the charging speed and the battery will impact the rating at the end. So I think this gets a big asterisk to it regarding the charging and the runtime. But still, it's nice and light. It has all the necessary light modes, meaning on and off. And back to the program. Huge shout out to Jack Black. Thanks to you, I do have a song in my ear that I didn't hear for 20 years. Great. I really missed it. Anyway, so that's that. Surprisingly surprisingly light, surprisingly usable, surprisingly complete. Let's go to the KX1804. We have the light that is a bit bigger. I will get this out here so we can compare it. So, see, it's a bit chunkier, but basically the same. We have the focused light and we have the COB light here. We have the charging port. It's USB-C as promised. The included headband looks quite familiar, right? Will be threaded down here, and then we have the charging cable, which is it's a USB-C cable. This can be opened like this, and as you see, this battery does not look original. This is one of mine because it did not come with the battery, although those were the same price, right? Okay, this is the flap that protects the charging port. We already saw that. We have about 8 centimeters in diameter. Why am I doing this? 4.5 and almost a little more than 3.5 in height. This is a little tricky because it's my battery, so this will depend on what battery you put inside. But my setup is about 105 grams. And the device itself, without the battery, is 44 grams. See, so almost half of it is the battery. It's also made of plastic, of course. We have 2 buttons, right? One for the bright light. I think we have like full power, half power, and of course strobe. And the same should be here, like full power, half power, strobe. And if we long press, we get the SOS feature, but not on the corp light. Right, that's it for the light. Also, we have the pivot here, so if we use our dummy head and put it in front, it can focus right in front of it or in the distance. So that is also nice. When it's charging, it looks like this. The battery runtime doesn't make any sense to give it to you because it's my battery or not your battery. Yeah, but I can post the charging speed and if it blinks when it charges. Finally, the all perspective induction headlamp. Why induction? Anyway, it claims a lot. It actually has they also have a design, right? But it has the really long cop on the top. It also came, I lost it. But it also came with a USB cable to charge it. We will have a look how to charge it here. This. First downside, you can't open the flap. Okay, anyway, we will see. So this is the light. Okay, it's a bit dusty because I took it out before and I tried it out. Battery runtime is okay. Of course, not as advertised, but you get a few hours out of it. The battery is in this pack, and this is the flexible cob light. So it's already included, but this is not plastic, this is on the rubbery part, so time will tell how good this will hold. Measuring doesn't make any sense, I think, but we can measure this box, which is about 6 centimeters, right, with these hump for the focused light. You have like 3.5 like here and 2 centimeters in height. And nice. So 66 grams. So that's fine. That's even lighter than the other one. Right, but not lighter, but this may have a tiny battery. So anyway, it is all just rubbery. This has a little bit of texture down to it. But this is just glued in there, okay? It's good, so you don't rest your head onto the plastic, but on this other plastic, I think. And this is just the rubber. And as I told you, this head strap is just looped in this rubber loop, right? And then we have the usual headband. Also on this side, it's just in the rubber. We see we have 2 LEDs and 2 buttons. The first 2 just activated, and it cycles through high, low, long press. Doesn't do anything if it's on and we long press it. There is the strobe, but only this, the focused beam strobes. If we activate it and we click the second, we get this green-red light here, and now we can activate it just by using the proximity sensor. So I think it's giving infrared out. Do we see anything? No, we don't see anything. Right, when it's on, it's red. This doesn't indicate the battery state, it's just red. And the infrared also, or the touchless button also works when you use the side light. That's a nice party trick. But it will also activate and deactivate, right? If you get close to something. So you don't need your hand, but you can have your head and then you go somewhere because you are working in a tight space, and then you will constantly activate and deactivate the light. So this could be a little bit of annoying. So since it has this lip up here, I think it is supposed to go in like this on your head. And now we have the problem I had with it. If we put it on our head like this, right? Maybe not over the eyes, but like this. Then this is right. This is nice, right? You have almost 180 degrees of light in front of you, but the beam is not adjustable and it does not pivot like the other ones, right? If we want to focus the beam in front of us, we can just rotate the lamp down. But this will also always shoot like at an angle which is quite, it's not parallel to your eyes. So you think it should go like 90 degrees when you're standing, right? 90 degrees in front of you, but it will, at least with my forehead, it slightly pivots up. So the main focus of the light is above the thing you want to see, because you obviously most likely work with your hands. Also, this gets quite warm. It's not hot, but you will have like a heat source on your forehead, and some people may get headaches from it. I certainly might. So it's running for a few minutes now, and just have a look at the temperatures. It's about 50 degrees. If we shine it directly into it, and now flip it around, and it's about 40 on the back, which looks bad, but so it looks kind of bad, but actually since this is so light, there's so little thermal capacity in there This is just warmth to the touch. So it looks worse on the infrared than it is actually to have it in the hand. And basically you are the heatsink for this thing, I think. Okay. And the second thing is, if we go to the focus beam, this is even worse. See, this is the head and the light. Okay, this is not to scale, obviously, but the light points up and actually it should point like here. So you can see what you do with your hands. And this is how much I had to pivot it down. So it's lacking the adjustability you need to work with it. I think it's a great tool if you go jogging or something and want to be seen. You can use this as a headlight to have people notice you, right? Do not run into you or something else. But for working, in my opinion, this is kind of useless because the light does not focus, or you cannot focus the light where your hands are or where you are working. I hope this is kind of clear. If not, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Hey, you can use it to light itself. So one thing I realized when trying to run it low is that at the end this red light is flashing, but it's still putting out plenty of light, but it will shut down after a few minutes or a minute. Hey, and you can see the infrared LED of the motion sensor. Nice. Okay, let the charging begin. Right now it's charging quicker than all the other cheap devices with 0.64 amps. Let's see. I let it charge overnight and then we have a look in the morning. Well, next morning, and look at that. It shut off after about 4 hours and 40 seconds exactly, and took 900 milliamp hours. Nice. So these are the 3 headbands, and this is the old one I use for like 10 years, which runs on 3 AA batteries, but it is dim compared to the modern LEDs. Anything else? Water resistancy. Okay, this obviously isn't watertight because I opened it easily with this clip. I opened it easily with this clip, and there is no rubber gasket or something to keep the water out. Also, this is just clamped down plastic, but I wasn't able to open it, so who knows. This is all put into this rubbery plastic, so I think this should be quite good for running, good for working, good for stamina, I think, because this will have the biggest battery. Or you can put your own battery in there. Right, running, walking, long life. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching.